Hello and welcome back to Koi Paul. Right, this is going to be episode number 5 on my new koi pond. So we'll do more plumbing again this time. So I've got a bit done, so I'll show you what we got going on. Right, so I've done a little bit more on the 4-inch line for the skimmer. As you can see now, I've got a bit of rebar just holding me in position. That's a bottom drain pipe coming up and the skimmer line here. This is now all stuck. I've given it a week in there. Just going to trim around the edge in here with a Stanley knife and make that nice and smooth. I'll put a short piece of 4-inch pipe on this rubber here with a 90 there. That's going to come along with a 45 and another 45 into the 4-inch line down for the skimmer down here. Okay, so I'm just going to do that bit now and I'll catch up with you in a sec. Right, so as you can see, I've got the 2 4-inch lines finished off. They are still pushed together and not solvent welded yet, but they are in place with the 4 ball valves, the 2 purge valves and the 2 coming up to the drum filter. Okay, right, so what I'm planning at the end here, on the right I've got a trickle protein tower. So on the left hand side here, there's going to be probably a 2-inch pipe running along the top here, with a split in it, with 2 bore valves. A backy shower is going to be on the end there, flowing back into the end chamber, which will hold Japanese matting. This protein trickle tower will flow into the K1 chamber probably, which was the middle chamber here. Okay. Right, so I've got the 2 4-inch pipes coming up here, which is going to come into the drum filter. They'll be about this level here. What I'm thinking of doing is, this is going to be a concrete pad here, so the 4-inch pipes are going to be in concrete. Instead of raising this up here with extra concrete blocks which I've got left over, I might make a frame out of Unistrut and sit the filter on that. That would give me a space underneath to put a water storage tank for the booster pump on the drum. If I fill that slowly off the mains water pressure, it hopefully won't affect the showers and tap some bits in the house. On the right hand side here is where I'm planning on putting the Backy River. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to flow it back into the pond. I may put a couple of returns on the wall there and bring it in there, or I may flow it into the bio chamber. I'm not yet too sure. Right, so I've been given a bit of a sweep and a clean up in here, scraping off all the old mortar and bits of cement would have fallen down, and giving it a good vac out, ready for fiberglassing. I have got my fiberglasser now booked for the 13th of August, so I need to crack on and get these return pipes done at the back there. I might do some at the side there for the Backy River. I'm still undecided on what I'm doing about that. I managed to get my garden levelled off. Got some turf coming on Tuesday, so that's going to go down there. It's going to look nice. Used to have a couple of foot drops before I got in there, but I've built it up nicely. And there's my main pond. Right, so this is where my waste is coming off. One on the right is from my bottom drain, the one on the left is from my skimmer. 2 bore valves to purge the pipes. I'm going to dig a hole around here, which is where the 6-inch clay pipe is running. Into there I'll put a trap and make a sort of probably cement it round, 4-inch pipe going into it, and also the 1.5-inch pipe which I'm just running now from the skimmer line, the overflow from the skimmer to run to the waste. Okay. Right, so I have now run out of 4-inch pipe. These are the only 2 bits I've got left, a couple of offcuts. Still need to bring a piece down here and along there into a T-piece for the drum outlet. Just been doing a little bit of pruning as well, cutting the tree off there. I might try and take this bush out if I'm honest. What I want to do is put maybe a bit of trellis or something down the side here, coming out this way, and then maybe a little gate or something down here, so I can get into it and walk down that side of the drum. So the Backy River will be here, drum there, and hopefully I can walk down the side there. That will be in concrete up to about there, so I can stand on the concrete there, turn those valves off and inspect the drum and work on it there as well. Right, so I think I've sorted the problem with, well, not the problem, but how I'm going to do the Backy River. But I want to return it to the pond. I don't really want to take it all the way into the biochamber. Let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I mean. Backy River is going to be on the left hand side here, hopefully. That's what my plan is, next to a drum. On a uni-strut frame that will give me storage underneath for a plastic water tank for my water for the drum. What I'm thinking of doing is having two 2-inch returns from the Backy River coming through this pond wall here. Otherwise I've got to somehow get returns over there. I don't really want to go over here because there will be air pumps there. I don't particularly want to go over skimmer there because that will impede me getting in and cleaning it out. And I also don't want to put anything in that area there because that there is the area where I'm hopefully keeping for potentially something special. I would like to possibly make something like a sander skimmer. There is a YouTube channel called Mad About Koi, I believe it is, where he has made what his version of a sander skimmer looks like. I do like it. There's also a few things I think I could change and possibly improve on it. So that would be a good project one day. So I've got all my sheets of PP here, 3 sheets and a half sheet underneath my black sheet as well. This is what I'll probably use to section off my biochamber. Not sure whether I'm yet going to build myself a Backy shower or if I will buy one or not, really. Depends on the size of the pond and the layout. Depends if I can get one which will suit my needs or if I'll be better to build one myself. As you can see there, I've got 10 metres of Evolution Aqua hose. Couldn't get any more, it's like gold dust at the moment at my local shops. Got my fittings there. These are what I'm going to use for my air in the biochamber. A 3/4 inch BSP female thread, which the air dome will screw into. They will basically be up like that, with that one next to it like so. With a pipe coming down, 2 air domes on top in rows. The air domes I will probably get 12-inch air domes. It's just over 2 foot wide, so that will give me a brilliant oil area. Right, so regarding the biochamber and waste in it, I'm not planning on putting a drain valve in it because what I do have over here, as you can see, is an Oase pond vat. It's got a built-in pump as well, motor and a pump, so it's a continual operation. So all I could essentially do is this right hand chamber here is going to be empty until it may have mollusk shells, anything like that in for pH buffering. My dad's old school, he wants to do that, I don't, but we'll see whether I let him put them in or not, basically. Chamber at the left hand side here, he wants to have for pumps, if he wants to add anything. That's again his decision. So the middle chamber, as you can see marked here, will be the K1, the end will be the Japanese matting. So the Backy shower will flow into a Japanese matting. I'm not sure how many returns I'm going to do, whether I'm going to flow it through the jack mat, then through a bulkhead basically with lots of holes in it, into the K1 and then into the pond, or if I'm going to flow it from a jack mat into the pond and a separate feed into the K1 and into the pond. So what I could essentially do here to drain it is put my vac down, vac the water out here, as this will be a partition across here, lots of little holes in it so the water can get through but the K1 can't. So I could essentially just vac the water out of this chamber here from this point and then bucket out or suck out the K1 and clean it out that way. So for putting the effort of putting a ball valve and trying to seal through a fiberglass, getting another faceplate, it'll be just as easy for me to pump the water out, suck it out with a vac, and then get all the media out that way. I'm going to put a new 6mm armoured cable along here. This one here is feeding a pond at the moment, which is just a 1.5 3-core. This here is a 10mm 2-core SWA. It goes down to the side shed on the cabin. It's spiked down to earth over there with a board. I've brought a 6mm out of that board to the main pond, which is currently not being used. That's the new feed, which will then feed that pond, the main pond, and come up to a distribution board at the top here. Right, so power wise, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring a 6mm cable up, probably put a consumer unit, an IP rated consumer unit, maybe somewhere around here. Looks good to me. Put it somewhere around there. We'll have main switch in that. I've got an MCB feeding the SWA up here. So each individual breaker in the board can be an RCBO. That means if I have a problem with, say, my UV, often the ballasts do trip in the UVs or the bubbles blow. If I'm on holiday, if I'm away for a weekend or if I'm out somewhere for the week, I don't want all of the pond completely dying of power. Say the bulb went, it will just trip that one circuit. If I had a main RCD, MCBs with the same circuits throughout, it would trip the whole pond. So having RCBOs and a separate RCD built into each MCB, it will give you designation over any faults what could happen. So that's far better peace of mind as well. So if the pumps or something went, at least I've still got my air pump running. If the UV goes, pond pump's still running. If one of the pond pumps trips, I've still got the other pump running and my air pump. So it's a bit of peace of mind for me knowing that there will still be something running all of the time. So with me being a Spark, it's all about lights, isn't it? Everyone knows that. I don't know what to do. I have had underwater lights in my previous pond along here. I had about 10 underwater lights. Yeah, I believe it was 10. They were very good. They were Blagdon ones, which have now gone into my stream on the main pond. So what I'm thinking of doing is possibly a couple of spotlight, maybe one there, maybe one there, maybe one there. I need to be careful of the refraction in the water. As you look down at the water and then through the window, you don't want the light shining down in the water to make the fish appear in two different places. So one there, one there. You don't want that. So I need to be careful that wherever I place my lights, they will not impede on the viewing angle of the koi. So if anyone has suggestions, I know a few people like Righty have put lights just along the top the inside of a pond. It is an option. I can drill through here, put a few lights and bits in, say a channel on the back. Obviously I can do that, it's my job. But if anyone has any suggestions what I would be best doing, I'm planning on building a pergola above this. Hopefully it will be a darn sight a lot better than my cover at the moment. I'm a spark, I'm not a chippy. I think I did pretty well already, to be fair. It stayed up through heavy wind and pretty heavy rain. It has leaked a bit, so that's why the bucket's there. But as you can see, it's all dry now. Been scraping it up. But yeah, if anyone has any ideas, if I would be best just under the water, just above the water, or should I put them on the pergola roof and shine down, straight down into the water? If anyone has any suggestions about that, I would be more than grateful to hear them. Right, so as I said earlier, got my fiberglassing booked for the 13th. I'm trying to get some pond returns sorted at the moment. Been on the phone to the guy who makes them, or can get them made for me, about getting some. He's not got enough in stock, so hopefully I can get enough in time to get it insulated and ready for the guy to fiberglass. So the guy I'm using is called Ollie from OGS Fiberglassing. He's been recommended by many people in the Facebook koi groups over the last few years, so I have no doubt that it will be done professionally and I'll have a brilliant job done. What to do now is get the angle grinder back out, get a load more rebar cut. I need more supports under here. As you can see, it's a little bit flimsy still. We don't want it wobbling about because obviously we need it exactly in position for the concrete. This is the first time I have ever done anything like this. Hopefully it all works out. We've not had any major problems yet, but we are still quite early. But as long as I have these in the right place for the drum inlets, I do believe I should be okay. So I need to get a few more bits ordered. I need a 1.5 inch rubber boot for here to do exactly the same as this 4 inch rubber boot here. It means I can take the skimmer off if anything ever goes wrong. Need to get a bit more 4 inch pipe ordered. I haven't got enough. I also need another 4 inch T to go on there. So I'll get those bits ordered and hopefully we can crack on with this in the next update and start solvent welding it all together. That's going to be the fun bit. Once we get that done, I've got to get this concrete done. This is a lot of concrete. Obviously you can see how deep this concrete will need to actually be around here. I've got a lot of concrete to mix. I'm not really looking forward to that, if I'm honest. I need to get some sort of pipe or drain riser up here so I can keep that sump, so I can keep it drained. I don't want to have my pond fiberglassed and then have a heavy storm and it seep into the ground and end up lifting the fiberglass at the bottom drain or anything like that. That'd be a disaster. Right then, so I think what the plan is to have the Backy River here, flowing into the side of the pond. And I think that's going to be the easiest for me. Otherwise, I've got to try and bring it across the top, as I said before. So I'll have a 2 inch pipe running along the top here, split it off, 2 ball valves, one up to the Backy shower running down and one into the trickle tower there. The 2 pumps, one will feed the 1 2 inch pipe up the side here, and the other pump will for now feed the Baku river here, and I may take a second line up and into the K1 chamber there. Right then, so I think that'll probably do me for today. It's starting to get a bit dark now, so I'll get some more pipe ordered, a few more bends and fittings, and hopefully we'll see you next week on the next one. Okay, if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.